Alright guys, well you saw how the basin was last time, but take a look at it now. It already looks different, doesn't it? Yes, they have removed the entire floor, as you can see, and you can see they had to cut up some of the wall too. We'll get to that in a bit. You can see all over here in the workshop. The stairs they left okay, but yeah, all these blowers will be turned back on. I just temporarily shut them off to reduce noise. Before I end the video, I'll turn them back on. But yeah, look at this. And it really is amazing because it's been 16 years since this floor was exposed. And I gotta admit, the circumstances aren't great, obviously, but it's just amazing to see it again, even though it's not for the best of reasons. So what they did was, we'll start by going off here. They started here, then worked their way around. I had to go to work, so I couldn't see all of it. So in the workshop, you can see the house trap over there. This is the floor that they did last, kind of one of the last things. And if you take a look over here, this pretty much confirms that these beams are galvanized steel. I mean, look at that. It didn't rust through or anything, but we could probably get that sanded. One of the guys may do that. Just go inside. There's the house trap again. And inside here, yeah, you can see how much of the wall they had to cut away. Here's one of the blowers. And again, just really cool. And as a matter of fact, I think I should point out that it's kind of cool getting a video of this basement floor again, because this very well could be the very last time it'll ever be uncovered like this, because if the floor we're going to put down after this is going to be actual tile, and that requires, you know, thin set concrete and everything, so that won't come off as easily, you know, just hypothetically speaking, as the other stuff did. So this could be the very last time that the floor will be exposed like this. And yeah, it's kind of cool. As a matter of fact, you may notice all the white spots on it. That most likely is from when we were painting the walls, because when the basement was finished and we painted the walls, I know for a fact that the floor wasn't down yet, and I don't even think the drop ceiling was in yet when we first started painting the walls. So all these white spots could very well be from when we were from all the painting that we did, and just kind of cool to see that. And this was the worst part right here. This is the bathroom wall, and they had to cut away 2 feet of wall because there was mold on the bottom, unfortunately, and this was the worst part. I mean, I can't show it to you, they've since thrown it out, but it was pretty black behind the molding, so that's no good. And when we go over, and as you notice, the floor is level now because they had to remove the entire platform where the window is. So why don't we go over there now? There's another blower there. Now you can really see the whole thing. They took away all the drywall. And this is where we looked last time, if you remember. Now we actually have a full shot of everything here. Let's have a look. So those wood posts are there to prevent the cats from going behind the wall. We won't want that to happen. So here it is once again. And you can see where the platform came up to, just quickly. It came up to here. You can probably see the line. And then the rest of this just never got touched because we figured that the platform was going to hide it, so there'd be no point. And the mold ended here, which is why he stopped here and cut off the rest here. And just, yeah, kind of cool to see it. And there's actually a supporting pole right here, which is why this wall sticks out a little bit. So I'll show you a few poles that I can in a moment, but let's get back to this. So yeah, this is where everything happened. Once again, here's the and now it's much easier to show you since all the drywall has been removed. Here's the repair again, and now you can see more of where the pipe was. There's a second vent right there. And that vent, I know for a fact, was not there before the basement was finished. So this section of pipe was definitely cut because they had to put the vent up there and go out the side of the house. So yeah, you can see where everything was cut, how everything went through, and then, you know, this is the new coupling because he cut the pipe, and now you can see the whole thing. And it all goes exactly as it should, which I'm very happy to see, and it's got good support and everything. And just here's again the stuff I showed you from last time. And these 2 sprinkler pipes you see here, this is just drain water from the window that goes into the sump pump or the French drain, whatever it is. And actually, this window, This window wasn't here before the basement was finished. We had to add it per code because at the time just a window was allowed. I think by now you got to put a whole door, but you know, just in case you know, if a fire broke out in the house or something, or the basement, you had to get out, this would be the best way to go about. So this window was put in when they were finishing the basement. And you can just get a shot of everything. So just imagine, guys, this one thing, okay, caused all this. So it just goes to show you the power, if you want to call, of water leaks, just what it can do. And again, this must have been leaking for quite some time for all that to happen. And I'm doing the best I can not to make the video too long, but I know there is a lot of stuff I want to show you, so hopefully I can keep you entertained and not go on too long. Alright, so you got the idea. One more full shot of it. That's where it all was. Okay, so there'll probably be a new platform up here again once they get everything taken care of or fixed, whatever. So, but again, like I said, it's really cool to see the basement floor again. As a matter of fact, it actually makes sense that these spots on the floor are from the painting we did, because if you notice here, I know for a fact the platform was installed when I painted in here, but the flooring wasn't installed yet. But as you can see, there's like no white spots on this floor at all. So I think that pretty much confirms what I was saying, and just kind of cool. And anyway, yes, so what's interesting to note is they actually insulated these walls. You know, these walls aren't against the foundation, so they don't really have any cold air coming through them, but this one goes to the bathroom, and this one was insulated, as you can see. It'll be re-insulated again. But I think my parents said they wanted to do that because, you know, just for insulation, you don't hear too much noise, things like that. And, yeah. And I'll get a shot of the dehumidifiers and everything in a moment. But again, here's a shot of that half wall again. You can see they had to cut out just about the entire bottom of it because it was moist, and I felt it with my hands itself, and yeah, they were telling the truth. It was definitely moist there. That's no good. And the lighting in here is also much different because it's now shining on a darker floor, so you can definitely notice a difference. My voice sounds maybe a little bit more echoey, but not too much because the old floor was hard as well. As a matter of fact, they're going to replace this one too eventually. My parents decided to just change out the whole floor because insurance is going to cover this, which is good. So, but they just changed the entire floor. So I'll give you another shot of what the floor was in the closet here. They haven't done this yet, and this will be taken out as well. Yeah, all that stuff. This is, I don't know what this is, but it's like a composite material. There's a little bit by the stairs. I'll show it to you in a minute. This is not actual tile, but yeah. All right, now what I want to show you. Okay, yeah. This is probably one of the cooler parts of this project. I mean, this isn't very good circumstances, of course, but what's cool is that you notice those 3 columns there, and that's because there's a supporting pole. And again, these poles I haven't seen for 16 years, and it's just really cool to see them again. Now, the way it looks down here wasn't because of, even though it flaked off a little bit, this wasn't because of the leak. This was just because it was like that when the basement was unfinished. So they painted it, I guess that's a primer gray or something. And the floor was actually moist here too. It's since dried out, which is good, but yeah, so the water got all the way below the couch. Amazingly, that area rug, which is rolled up on the chairs right there, wasn't wet at all. So that's good, but... So, and just, it's amazing how much it actually covered. And for the most part, the basement is still, for the most part, together. Just the flooring's out, and a lot of the wall has been covered. And again, I'll show you the pole. There's a pole there. And then this pole here, there's a central vacuum port right there. The pipe is strapped to the pole itself and goes up and over to the canister. And so there's a pole there. And there's the other pole, you can see right there, with the column covering it. And I can show you the other one. There's another one right here. Right there you can see. And then there's a steel beam going across here. So there's a pole there. The other pole is right here inside the wall. And the other one is like right around here. Let's see, it's like right around here is where the pole is. And actually, my brother and I put some kind of memory stuff on the poles before they finished up the basement. For example, my grandfather back then, he would actually measure the height of my brother and myself on the pole with a pencil And so those are still in there, just inside the drywall. And he also, for this pole that's right here, he spray painted our initials on it. But that was on there for years, even way before we finished the basement. So kind of like memory stuff on there, I guess you could say. And again, this is behind the bathroom. And actually, if you look here, there's a supply pipe here. I'm guessing this is for the sink. And that's probably the sink drain right there. And that goes into the ejector pump tank that I told you about a couple videos ago. And just, like I said, guys, that thing caused all this. Isn't that just crazy? Just amazing how, it can do that. And this video is going on a bit long, so I'll probably split it into 2 parts, actually. Like maybe 15 minutes each. Hopefully that isn't too long for you guys. And just over here, I remember before the basement was finished, my dad used to do some work here on the table, but we since moved all that stuff around since it was finished. But one interesting thing to note is, you notice most of the walls here have the steel beams, like this, and the half wall does too, where the poles are and everything. But if you notice over here, these beams are wood, except for the base one on the floor. That one's steel. But the beams here are wood. And yes, I'll show it to you before everyone starts commenting on it. We have a sauna in our basement. Yes, we do. Oh my God, a sauna. Yeah, I know. Well, what can I tell you? We have one of those. And, beg my pardon, but, hey, Sharky, I'm going to go dry off in your sauna now. Okay, but anyway, more paint here on the floor, and there's where the boiler is, if you remember. The bathroom, for the most part, is pretty much untouched. Yeah, if you look inside here, everything's okay. Along the mirrors there and everything, and all the condensate from the dehumidifiers is draining into the shower. They'll just go into the tank again. So this wasn't too bad. Any wall they didn't cut didn't have any mold. So whatever didn't have mold, they didn't cut. So I probably didn't disclose that before, but if I'm repeating myself, I apologize. But yeah, any wall they cut had mold on it. So yeah, it was covered a pretty good area, as you can see. And yeah, I'm not sure what else to say at this point, but everything's getting all dried off. And yeah, you get the basic idea. So it's pretty cool that I got to show you this area. Now, before I end this video, let's have a look at this dehumidifier, shall we? It's electronic control, of course. I have no idea if it's made in China or not, but it looks like it's been used quite a lot without issue, I guess. Check this out. It says dehumidifier on. Now take a look at this. It actually logs the amount of hours this thing has run. So total hours over 5,000 hours. Okay. Now my question to you is, so there's some kind of electronic thing monitoring how long this thing runs, and I just wonder why. Like, is it going to be like a made in China kind of thing, where like after a certain amount of hours, you try to turn it on, then it goes like, nope, thank you, and then just doesn't work anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't quite understand why it has to log the amount of hours. Just another electronic thing that that it needs to do, probably unnecessarily. But you know what? I think this video was okay for one part. Just covered everything I had to. And as a matter of fact, yeah, the water got like way up to here, so I don't know how long that thing was leaking for, but it was pretty bad. Definitely for the most part. Okay, so before I stop, what do you say we turn these blowers back on, because that's pretty important. If there's anything to update, I'll do it in like another video or so. So, check out the motor on this bad boy, though. This is pretty impressive. I want to keep this video below 20 minutes, so I'll try to do what I can. But yeah, look at that motor. That's pretty good. Don't think it has much of a startup sound, though. I'll turn it on here. Let's see. Not too much. Alright, let's turn the other ones back on. There's below the half wall again. It's crazy how much they have to do. Put this one back on. There it goes. it's going to get much louder down here. That one. And that one. Whoa. That one's making quite a sound. I don't know if that's a bearing problem or not. This one? Yeah, much quieter that time. This one. And this one. Alright guys, and that's where the basement is for now. Any more updates, or if I happen to think of something else, I'll make another video of this. But for now, this is where we're at. You can see quite a lot had to be done for that water pipe leak, you know? Just crazy what has to get done. But again, it's cool to see the original basement floor again, even if it's only temporary, including the supporting poles as well. Okay guys, that's where we are for now. I'll stop it here. Don't want to drag you on for too long. So hope this was an interesting video, and I hope you enjoyed watching, as always. Thank you very much for watching, as always, and take care.